everyone. It is Sonia. Hope you are all out there feeling happy, healthy, and well. I wanted to ask a question. Have you ever thought of what a simple gesture, something as small as a smile, how that could make a difference in someone's life? I don't know if it's ever happened to you, but it certainly has to me. I know years ago, my husband was working. He actually was abroad. He had been gone for months. I was a single mom, running the business, trying to keep myself together and failing miserably. It just seemed that everything I was doing at a certain point was going wrong. I was missing appointments. I was forgetting things. I was getting short, and I was tired, and I was just everything from motherhood to business was falling flat. And it sort of came to a head one night. I'd won these tickets to these Yankees games through my son's school. It was 4 front row Yankees tickets in the like the special you get everything kind of box. And I invited my sister to come in and take our 4th ticket. And I was scrambling through my backpack and trying to get everything sorted, put everything in a good place so that I could access it, and we get to Yankee Stadium, everyone's excited, and I realized that I forgot the tickets. In all of my organizing, I took out the tickets, put them on my desk, packed in the sweatshirts, and left without them. It was just yet again another thing that I hadn't done right. And my sister went back, she couldn't get into the office, and we ended up losing it. And I was just heartbroken. I know it's something as simple as Yankee tickets, but it represented everything else that I wasn't doing right. And the next day, as I grabbed the tickets off my desk and went home, I was on the subway and I suddenly just lost it. And I just started crying. And this wonderful, young, tall, handsome African-American man sat down next to me, and he put his hand gently on my shoulder and he said, "Ma'am, it's gonna be okay." And I looked up at him with these alligator tears coming down my face, and he just said, "I don't know what's happening, but I promise it's gonna be okay." And he had this beautiful smile, and it just offered hope and possibility. And of course the reality check that yes, it was going to be okay. And the subway came to a stop, and I got off and looked back at my sweet angel who had just totally transformed that moment for me. And it reminded me of another story of a good friend of mine, W. Mitchell, who really has had some difficult things in his life, but has come through and shined. He was a young guy riding his motorcycle, ended up having an accident with a truck. The cap of his motorcycle came out, gas came out, and everything exploded. And he ended up getting 3rd-degree burns over his body. His face was completely deformed. And he was having a really difficult time after multiple plastic surgery. And then he finally got himself back together, and he decided to get back into flying. He loved to fly, so he was flying a small plane with some friends, and it crashed. And thank God his friends got out safely, but he ended up being paralyzed from the waist down. So here you have a man who's been burned, 3rd-degree burns all over his body. His face is totally deformed, and now he's paralyzed from waist down. That's difficult. And he really was feeling hopeless and helpless and at the end of his rope, and what's the point, and why is life worth living, and I'm never going to be loved, and I'm never going to be anything in the world. And after tons of therapy and surgeries and whatnot, he was out and about one evening, and he was in this wheelchair, and he was kind of looking down, feeling really sad and sorry for himself. And for some reason, he just looked up at a moment, and there was a woman that was passing, and she just looked kindly at him and gave him this big, beautiful smile. And he talks about how that smile transformed his life. it gave him hope in humanity. It gave him the belief that he was perhaps worthy and that he was going to be loved by somebody. If she could smile at him and acknowledge him, somebody out there could love and appreciate who he was. One smile made such a difference. So if you're out and about in the world and you're stressed and you're going through your life and you're forgetting about everything that you're doing to the outside world, remember that one smile, one hello, one small gesture opening a door, something kind, small, can totally make a difference in someone's life. We don't know what anyone's going through, and people are going through some really, really difficult times right now. And your smile, your gesture, your kindness can give them hope and humanity and the feeling that they are worthy and that they can be loved and life is worth living. So remember, as you go out in your busy days, living your full and busy lives, that a smile can make a difference in someone else's life. So take that, go out, and shine.